Mike Young and Jamel Artis. Both of those guys are bigger wings. They can step out and shoot it from the perimeter. They can get to the basket. Just like Brooks, I think they're pretty good at all three levels of scoring, from the mid-range, getting to the basket, and being able to shoot from the outside. So off the top of my head, I would compare him to those two.
Hey, what kind of head coach will CB make, do you think? You've known him for a long time.
Man, I love CB. I love CB. CB recruited me. It'll be different, obviously, because him being an assistant, there's not as much pressure on him, and I'm pretty sure he has a different role here than he'll have with him being a head coach. I don't know if he'll be a lot more strict and a lot more stern on the guys, because right now he's a little bit in practice and stuff. He's carefree, and he's the guy who through our practices can keep a smile on all the players' faces. He's a good cop for sure. So I think that will change a bit, and I'm interested to see how he changes in that. And I'll definitely want to go see him in practice and stuff like that at UNCW. But I mean, everyone here is just extremely happy for him right now.
Do you think it's his time? Do you think? I mean, 15 years here.
Yeah, I mean, I do think so, and I think Coach said that a bit, that CB has been in his family so long, and how extremely happy Coach was and the rest of the staff was for him to take this new step, and this being a big step for him. So I guess you could say that it is his time, that he's been here in the program for so long and been a part of his family for so long, that it's time for him to to go out and start his own thing.
Hey, what stands out on Oregon on tape?
Yeah, the defensive end, how much variety they have, and how they can switch their defense from a zone to a man-to-man, and they can throw some pressures out there as well. So that reminds me a bit of Louisville, how Louisville can change their defense up a bit. So that's what stands out on the defensive end, and then on the offense, just how they're really good on the offensive end, and how much balance they have from scoring, and how many different guys can contribute for them on the offensive end as well. So those are the two things I think that stand out the most.
What's the key to shooting in an arena like this? Is there anything, a trick? It's your second kind of year doing it.
You just cannot pay attention to the background at all. As long as you're locked in on the basket, so I think that's the biggest key. Having shoot around and practice in here, you'll get used to it a bit. But I don't think there's anything you can say to anyone. You just have to get shots up on it and experience it.
We've talked about the differences the last couple of weeks between you guys, the similarities, right? You guys in 05 and 09, the two championship teams that Roy has, with losing in the ACC semifinals, the veteran starting lineup. Another one is the fact that those other two teams had a senior backup point guard that started as a freshman, and you're that guy now. Take me kind of through going from starter as a freshman, finding your role and embracing the role that you have now as a senior backup.
Yeah, starting as a freshman, that was a lot thrown at me early. We had some guys out that we weren't expecting to be out. We had guys leave early that we were expecting. Coming in, I definitely didn't expect to start as a freshman, but I welcome the opportunity. I think I did a pretty good job of it, but that experience definitely helps a lot now. There's been games when Joel went down, like I think against Radford in Tennessee. Joel was out, so I had to come in and start, and having that experience made that a whole lot easier for me. It took the pressure off.
But also when you go into a game, here recent, last couple of weeks, you can get 22, 23, 24 minutes, starter minutes, basically like you had as a freshman.
Like I said, that experience just helps out a lot. It takes off the pressure. And then me being a senior now, there's a lot of experience that I've had, and it makes the games easier. And maybe if I have to take on a big role, it makes that easier as well.
I don't recall for sure, but was Bobby Frazier here when you got here? As part of the staff?
Bobby, no. Bobby was not here.
Do you know him much? Have you talked to him much?
I have talked to Bobby a bit because he comes back and visits as much as he can.
Because he had a similar experience as you.
Yeah, we haven't talked that much about our experiences. Like I said, he's been back a bit, and we've talked on a little bit, but Coach has shown us film of him and the other guys, and whenever he's referencing us working hard or a play that we're not doing correctly, he always references some of the older guys and some of the older teams.
So you guys have been on this stage before. How did last year prepare you for this year, and how is it different?
Last year prepared us a lot. I think us being on this stage and how big it is helps us a lot now, and allowing us not to get too caught up in the moment and not allowing the game to be too big for us. As well as with the setup and the depth perception and stuff too, I think that helps us. Us having the experience last year helps us out now.